Maybe. Oh, okay. A conservation group study of pollutants released into the environment by 30 small chemical companies revealed that our company and 4 other companies together account for 60% of the total. Clearly, our company releases more pollutants than most chemical companies similar to us in size.
All right, so what's our conclusion here?
Our company releases more pollutants.
Yes, and why are we saying that?
Because our company revealed that we account for 60% of it.
Our company and so our company and 4 other companies account for 60% of the total.
Mhm.
And so essentially we're saying that 5 out of the 30 companies are of 60%. What is the flaw here?
Is it like the percentage flaw or
Mhm.
whatever?
Yeah, but why? You're right. Yes.
Um,
Like, why do we need to be hesitant of this percentage?
because
What does this 60% represent?
just the 5 companies.
So yeah, the 5 companies represent 60% of 100%, right?
Mhm.
What of that 60%, what does our one company represent? Like what would you say? Do we know?
No.
No, what if one company here is 50%? And then the other 4 are each like 3% or whatever equals the other 10%.
Okay. Then yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, because we don't know the other 4, so we would.
Yeah, like so let's say that like I'm trying to think of a good example with like LeBron James. Our so I'm on a team of or like let's say like 5 players account for 60% of the scores league. Couldn't like LeBron James be like 80% of that, and I just happen to get put into that group, and so I look good because I'm on that team or whatever. That
Right.
point, this is a bad example, but yes, but if we want to say that our company releases more than most other companies similar in size, what is needed in order for that to be true?
I mean, we need something to close the gap as saying that the company accounts for that total.
Yeah, we need just something to say that of these 5 companies, they are all about average or something. Like I guess they don't all need to be the same, but we're not this like there's not one company that's just like the powerhouse or something.
Right.
All right, so go ahead and start with A.
The conservation group that produced the study is not hostile to the chemical industry. That doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, if they're hostile or they hate them, that doesn't mean that it's not true.
The employee company does not produce chemicals whose processing naturally produces more pollutants than the chemicals produced by other small chemical companies. I don't know.
I'm like, does not produce more. Like, I think we want it to produce more.
Right.
So B's a very, did you pick B?
No, I picked D.
Yeah, I don't like B. B's a bad answer. Let's try C.
The total population produced by all the small chemical companies combined is not greatly outweighed by the produced by the larger chemical companies. Yeah, I mean that makes sense.
I don't think that is actually the right answer though, because this is talking about large chemical companies, and ours are we're talking about 30 small chemical companies, and then we talk about companies similar in size.
Oh, maybe that. Okay, so I chose C, and okay, I chose C.
Okay, so yeah, okay, so do you see? Okay, that's not a bad. That's the trap answer for sure. Do you see why it's wrong?
Okay, yeah, no. So why? Because it says large.
Yeah, like we're not talking about large companies at all. We're talking about our percentage here is referring to 30 small chemical companies and companies similar in size. So it doesn't matter if a large company completely outweighs us because that's not even who is in our study.
Okay. That's why, yeah, because the first part sounded good. I was like, okay,
Yeah,
then
no, that you picked up on the right flaw. You just missed a detail,
yeah.
a very important detail, but you were on the right track.
It's so frustrating. Okay.
All right,
Uh,
and what about D?
the four other companies mentioned by the employees do not together account for very close to 60% of the total population by 30 companies. Yeah.
Yes. Why is that the correct answer?
Well, I was trying to think if it wasn't right, like, destroying it, then it would
Yeah.
destroy the argument.
So if we don't say that, so how would we negate D?
So like if they were close to 60%.
Yes. So the four other companies, I'm just going to make it easier for us to understand. Together, so the four other companies together account for very close to 60% of the total population. Or pollution, I'm sorry. Why does that destroy our argument?
Because we're wanting it to show that the 5 other companies account for the 60%.
Yes, and this would be like, so if the 4 other companies all account for 59% of the pollution, and then our one company only accounts for 1%, well, then we're not going to release more pollutants than most other companies, right? Because we're only 1%.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why D has to be true.
Okay.
And then what about E?
There is no significant variation in the quantities of pollutants released by the other 25 small chemical companies.
Do we care about the other 25 small chemical companies?
No.
No, and this doesn't need to be true. There could be technically, because if one of them, let's say one of them makes up like 22% or whatever, that's only one company. There's still 24 that we would still potentially be more than. And so we still would be more pollutants than most, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's why E doesn't matter. And our answer is D.
Cool. Well then.